Hello, beautiful shining one. For the one who makes it to the end of this video, I'm going to give you a gift. I'm going to offer you the pearl. I love you. Hello, shining ones. Magus here on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we are Zoroastrians. We are the Magi. You know, Mazda said, "My name is light, pure light." Unmixed, undefiled, undiluted, pure light. Thank you, beautiful Magi, for being that likeness of pure light. It's said that humans drew a circle to keep me out. God drew a circle of light and took me in. I want to read something to you. I read this every couple months. Grab yourself a warm beverage, sit down, and this will change your life. I'm so excited to share this with the new people. Listen to this. Listen with your hearts. When I was a little child, already feeling it, in my father's palace and enjoyed the wealth and luxury of those who nurtured me. My parents equipped me with provisions and sent me out from the east, our homeland. My God, feel this, Magi. From the wealth of our treasury, they gave me a great burden, which was light so that I could carry it by myself. Gold from the land above, silver from great treasuries, and stones, chalcedonies of India, and agates from Kushan. And they girded me with steel, and they took away from me the garments set with gems and spangled with gold, which they had made out of love for me. And the yellow robe, which was made for my size. And they made a covenant with me and wrote it on my heart that I may never forget. If you go down to Egypt and bring the one pearl which is in the land of the devouring serpent, you shall put on again the garment set with stones and the robe which lies over it. And with your brother, our next in command, you shall be a herald of our kingdom. And so I departed from the east on a difficult and frightening road, led by two guides, and I was very young to travel on it. I passed over the borders of Mosani, where there's the meeting place of the merchants of the east, and reached the land of the Babylonians. And I went down to Egypt, and my companions parted from me. I went straight to the serpent and stayed near his den until he should slumber and sleep, so that I may take the pearl from him. Being alone, I altered my appearance and seemed an alien even to my own people. But I saw one of my kinsmen there, a freeborn man from the east, a youth fair and beautiful, the son of the courtiers, and he came to keep me company. And I made him my intimate friend, a comrade, and whom I communicated my business. And being exhorted to guard against the Egyptian and against the partaking of unclean things, I clothed myself in garments like theirs, so I would not be seen as a stranger and as one who had come from abroad to take the pearl, lest the Egyptians might arouse the serpent against me. But somehow they learned that I was not their countryman, and they dealt with me treacherously. And I tasted their food, and I no longer recognized that I was a king's son. And I served their king, and I forgot the pearl for which my parents had sent me. And I fell into a deep sleep because of the heaviness of their food. While I was suffering these things, my parents were aware of it and grieved over me, and a proclamation was heralded in our kingdom that all should present themselves at our doors. The kings of Parthia and those in office and the great men of the east resolved that I should not be left in Egypt. So the courtiers wrote me a letter. From your father, the king of kings, and your mother, the mistress of the east, to our son in Egypt, greetings. Awake and rise from your sleep. Listen to the words in this letter. Remember, you are a son of the king. You have fallen beneath the yoke of slavery. Remember your gold-spangled garment. Recall the pearl for which you were sent to Egypt. Your name has been called to the book of life, together with that of your brother, whom you have received in our kingdom. And the king sealed it to make it an ambassador. I arose from my sleep when I recognized its voice. I took it up and kissed it and read it. And what was written concerned that which was engraved on my heart. And I immediately remembered that I was the son of the king and that my freedom demanded my people. And I remembered the pearl for which I had been sent to Egypt and the fact that I had come to snatch it from the terrifying serpent. I subdued, I love this part, listen to this. I subdued it by calling out my Father's name. I am light, my name is light, my name is full light. And I snatched the pearl and turned about to go to my parents, and I took off the dirty clothing and left it behind in their land and directed my way forthwith to the light of our eastern home. And on the road I found a female who lifted me up. She awakened me, giving me an oracle with her voice, and guided me to the light. The royal silken garment shone before my eyes, and with familial love leading me and drawing me on, I passed the labyrinth and leaving behind Babylon on the left, and I reached Mesen, which is a great coast, but I could not recall my splendor, for it had been when I was still a child and quite young that I had left it behind in my father's palace. But when suddenly I saw my garment, reflected as in a mirror, I perceived it in my whole self as well. For though we originated from the one and the same, we were partially divided. Then again, we were one with a single form. The treasures to who had brought the garment I saw as two beings, but there existed a single form in both. One royal symbol consisting of two halves, and they had my money and my wealth in their hands, and they gave me my reward, the fine garment of glorious colors, which was embroidered with gold and precious stones and pearls to give a good appearance. It was fastened at the collar, and the image of the King of Kings was all over it. Stones of lapis lazuli had been skillfully fixed to the collar, and I saw in turn that motions of knowledge were stirring throughout it, and that it was prepared to speak. And then I heard it speak. It is I who belong to the one who is stronger than all people, and for whose sake I was written about by the Father himself. And I took note of my stature, and all the royal feelings rested on me. As its energy increased, thrust out by his hand, the garment hastened to me as I went to receive it. And a longing aroused in me to rush and meet it, and I received it, and I stretched out and took it and adorned myself with the beauty of its colors. I covered myself completely with my royal robe. When I had put it on, I ascended to the land of peace and homage, and I lowered my head, and I prostrated myself before the splendor of the Father who had sent it to me. For it was I who had obeyed his commands, and it was I who also kept the promise. And I mingled at the door of his ancient royal building. He took delight in me and received me into his palace. Take a long, deep breath. And as you breathe in, I want you to see you breathing in that light that is around you, and that light that is in you, and that light that is you. I want you to see a circle of light around you that is God. Your life is God. God is your life. Your name is light, full light, pure light. And in this light, darkness cannot enter. And this light is a pure love that hate, fear, greed, and violence cannot enter. Worry, stress, distress cannot come in to this atmosphere. You are safe, for you in the arms of light. Beautiful, shining ones. Beautiful Magi. Asha is the perfect creator's perfect idea is. That's what's reality. That is what is truth. Love is, peace is, joy is, good is, bliss is, Asha is. The rest is lie and illusion. And when you see it for what it is, it's a lie. It can't scare you anymore. There's no fear in it. There's no fear in this love and this light. And as you absorb this light, you know it. You become one with it. You are it. You are one with God good, and there is no separation. There never will be any separation. You come from the light. You're made of the light, and you shall return to the light. And Asha is. Asha is. Asha is. Yatahu vario ata ratush ashat chitachavan gush dazda manango shatana mangush mazdai sharthrem chayahu raya yem dregubio dot vasterem mihesulkuma elekondotobosukuma la andedabasika. Ashemvahu vasistem esti usta umhai yatashai vestayasham asha kam ulakanda bosukumana yesulkum dadabosunda. Daddy, 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 light, love, good, God, peace, magi. I love you.